Here we go. So before we start, we like to set up a safe and sacred space. And basically it's to call in the angelic realm, your guides, call forth the ascended masters, your guides, you from the future as an ascended master, your higher self, your team. And I did a meditation yesterday with the pillars of creation, your divine cosmic family. So we will invite them in again today. They had some really powerful energy. And the Galactic Federation of Light. Wow. Oh, and I just got a download. And this is like a huge session. And the energy's moving. We ask them to come forth now and surround you in your safe and sacred space. There's a little bit of a let's go, and we're gonna get there. I promise we're gonna get there. All right, I'm inviting your higher self and your body, Davis higher self, the consciousness of your physical human form, the body, to actively connect and engage with grids and lines of love and light, and to actively connect and engage with all systems, levels, components, and all aspects of your body and your being. Today we're calling forth the appropriate sacred geometric healing chambers in the appropriate number and in the appropriate order around you, your body, and your team. Your team is an energy consciousness that surrounds you in another dimension. We're asking that these chambers be calibrated for self-empowerment, personal responsibility, divine boundaries, healing, grounding, balance, integrity, joy, faith, trust, and love. It's a lot. Plus any other intentions you wish to bring in for yourself today, we're asking that these intentions be held in your energetic fields. Okay, first things first, we're going to start running your energy from above and below and kind of getting you and your body primed for what comes next. So you can do this with your eyes closed and just bring all of your awareness and your intention into your divine line. Your divine line is a tube of light that flows just in front of the spine, kind of like sits on the front of the spine, and it runs from the heart of source all the way down into earth, out the bottom of the planet, and all the way loops all the way back up to the heart of source. So it's huge. So right now we're going to invite you to bring your attention and your awareness into your divine line right here in the heart. And some people call it your heart space. It's bringing all of your awareness with your breath. So taking a deep breath in, just kind of imagine just bringing all of your awareness back to your divine line. Good. Excellent. So we're inviting your higher self and your body, Davis higher self, to first drop grounding cords, extending from your waist down, going all the way through the planet, digging through all of the earth, and bulldozing its way gently straight into the core, the very essence of Mother Earth, or Gaia, whatever you used to call her. And then anchoring in those grounding cords. And you can even imagine like those cords either wrapping around or clicking in. I actually have in my imagination rope climbers use those special clips to hang on to their ropes, and I imagine my grounding cords have those clips, and I clip in into the center of the heart, the essence, the very being, if you will, of Earth. Good. Good. With that, we're going to invite your body, Davis, body Deva and body Davis higher self, to open your chakras in your feet and to bring in that earth energy up through your feet, through your legs, up into the root chakra, opening the root, and imagining that earth energy coming up and just kind of swishing around that root chakra, cleaning and cleansing it. And then that energy will go back down your grounding cords, back down into the heart of earth, running a cycle, coming up through the legs, down through the grounding cords, up through the legs. Good. You guys got it, down through the grounding cords. At that same time, we're going to invite your higher self to come forth and to then bring in divine cosmic energy from above through your crown, opening the crown, swishing that divine cosmic energy, cleaning and clearing your crown. This time, this energy is going to go back down this way, down the back of your spine, going all the way into the root, picking up 10% of that earth energy in the root chakra that your body deva is bringing in, then coming up the front of the spine, good, up and out the crown, up and out through your hand chakras, spilling into your aura and your energetic fields, running this divine cosmic energy and this earth energy from above and below, cycling in, up, through the crown, down the back, dipping into the root, up the front, good, out the crown, into the aura. This process will clean and clear any stuck, stagnant energy, any fatigue, any blocks, anything that's just kind of lingering around but is ready to go. And we're inviting your higher self to continue running this energy for the duration of this class or for however long you feel or she feels that you need. Excellent. Whew. Just that process alone is pretty powerful. Now, for those who do not know me, as you keep running this energy, just keep breathing. You don't have to do anything. Just let your higher self do it. Just breathe. That's all you have to do today is breathe. I am an empath, so we have a pretty nice group here today. And so you might see me cough, dry heave, swish my head around, flail my hands. That is how I empathically feel what your energetic fields are doing. So this is how I know that you're getting it. So don't mind me. I will look ridiculous probably 3/4 of the way through this process. But just know that that's the way I process and feel energy. We're turning our empathic sensitivity down today, trying to get a little bit grounded, and grounded is the word for the day. So as you know, we began downloading new energies, I want to say Christmas Eve. A lot of people say January, but I started feeling it around December 24th. And they're big energies, big DNA drops, recalibration, I mean huge. And what can happen is when you get that much energy downloaded to you, two things can happen. Number one, your body will freak out, right? And then your soul can freak out at the same time, because what you're being asked to do is purge everything that no longer serves you. More so than you have in the past. So it's kind of what I called, it's like a mass exodus of lower vibrating energy. It's just like, and if you don't do a lot of energy work on a daily basis, that can be really overpowering and can knock you completely off guard, get you completely ungrounded and out of balance. So today, this new piece of running this energy from above and below, that is kind of jostling out those pieces that are just like, I'm not sure I want to leave. And we're sending this energy in going, well, you have to go, leave now. And we're just pulling it out. So what we are going to first do is remind the body deva and your soul how to anchor in these energies, how to ground and how to stay balanced with these new pieces. So this first piece is for grounding. And we're inviting your higher self and your body, Deva's higher self, to engage and locate your magnetics and the grids for your magnetics, which is how you stay grounded, how you stay present. I'm just looking at just kind of getting the information from the team, the guides on the magnetics. Calibrate them for the new energy. Okay. And so what we're going to invite you to do is engage and locate your magnetic grids. And we delete and dissolve them. That doesn't mean we erase them. It just takes out all the falsity, all the untruths, everything that you don't need right now. So we're inviting you to delete and dissolve your magnetic grids of everything that doesn't serve you. Any old ways that you used to ground that aren't going to serve you now. Good. Clean and clear them. Anywhere you're holding other people's magnetics and using them as your own, delete and dissolve all those. First of all, they're not going to work for you. And second, you're taking somebody else's grounding mechanism, so they can't ground. So we're going to give them back. Good. We're going to get your own. No stealing other people's grids. Give them back. I always imagine my higher self going, yeah, sorry about that. I got your grid. Handing that back. Good. Good. Now going back to your grid, we're going to clean and clear that out. And engaging and locating everywhere other people are trying to ground through you. So that's kind of like other people looking over and being like, oh, she knows how to ground. I'm going to hop on her grids now. Everywhere that's occurring, whether it's any energy, soul, being, person, individual, consciousness, delete and dissolve all that. Good. Ooh, you guys have other people trying to ground through you. So that tells me we have a bunch of caretakers. Self-included. Caretakers. Yes, delete and dissolve all that. Send all of those pieces back to their right and perfect place where it can be received with all relevant and appropriate information. And that's just kind of like having your higher self show up and being like, you can't ground through me. This is how we ground. I'll show you how to ground, but you can't ground through me. Good. Woo! Return and retrieve any responsibilities you've taken on to help other people ground. Return and retrieve those. Whew. Oh, excuse me. And engage and locate any responsibilities other people gave you to help them ground. So it's like kind of showing up at your doorstep and saying, here, will you help me ground? No. You'll show them, but you won't do it for them. You'll return and retrieve all of those responsibilities. Oh, that one was a little... Excellent. Good. Now we go back to your magnetics, your higher self, your body, David's higher self, magnetic grids. Clean them and clear them. We already did that. Good. Now, we're going to invite you to bring in, from the appropriate dimension, reality, or realm, in the higher realms, your own unique grid, your own unique magnetic grid that you use that is unique to your own soul's essence, that of your body and your team's. We're going to ask your team to do this one as well for themselves. Good. So go and locate it. Now remember, we're not doing any of this with the mind. Shut your mind down. Let your higher self, let your team, let your guides do the work. Again, remember, going back, all you have to do is breathe. That's all we have to do. Shut that little mind down. I know he wants to work, but we're just going to shut him off. Good. Your higher self, your body, and your team are going to find that uniquely calibrated magnetic grid that is specific for you and your soul. Good. And we're going to invite them to bring that magnetic grid down to you here into the physical dimension. Good. And into this present breath of now. So you may feel like all of a sudden your energy just went like you've just been pulled like down. It's just recalibration of your magnetic grids, which is a grounding grid as well. Good. Good. And now we're asking that your higher self, body, and team calibrate that magnetic grid for the current energies that are flowing onto the planet for the next 7 months. So this magnetic grid, we're not just going to use for today, we're going to calibrate it so that it is useful to you for about 7 months. Or more, however your soul feels like you want to calibrate it for. Oh. Good. Good. Now we're inviting your higher self, bodies, and team to activate that grid. So it's kind of like bring it in, recalibrate it, flick the on switch. Activate the spiritual essence. Flick the on switch, right? Because it's not going to work if we don't turn it on. Flick the on switch. Good. And then repattern all of those pieces. Same for your body, same for your team. Now feel free to type in the chat box anything that you're experiencing. That gives me a better idea of kind of like where we need to go, and if we need to move off magnetics or if we need to move in a different direction. Feedback is always helpful. Good. Yes, I do want to do that. Okay. No. Okay. So right now, we're going to now invite your higher self and your body, David's higher self, and your team to engage and locate your electrical and magnetic grids. So we do have 2 grids. Electrical is the higher energy. The magnetics is the lower grounding energy. And since we've recalibrated our magnetics, we're going to invite your higher self to engage and locate the electrical and magnetic grids, to delete and dissolve them, to balance them, to balance your electrical and magnetic frequencies. Since now we have a new magnetic grid, we want to bring that into balance with your electrical grid. And contrary to popular belief, when we want to move up into our upper chakras and receive information and hear the guides and, go into that spacey area, we think we need to move all of our energy up. And in fact, we want to make sure that we are completely grounded before we go up. So in order to go higher up, you actually have to be higher down or lower down. So this new magnetic grid keeps us lower so that you can go higher. So balancing the electrical and the magnetic frequencies. And we're going to invite you to balance your electrical magnetics and electrical and magnetic frequencies in the cranial sacral fluid of your brain and your spinal column. There we go. Balance them there. And then increase the magnetics to the appropriate degree. And you might hear me slurring my words or not being able to speak correctly. And that happens a lot when a lot of energy comes in and is being recalibrated, or when you're downloading. It's kind of like an unplugging. So as the energy is moving, we kind of get unplugged. And sometimes, we can't think of the appropriate words until I get replugged back in. So we're moving a lot of energy. I can feel it. I can tell that my thoughts are a little disjointed as well. So good. Good. Activating all spiritual lessons and repatterning all of those pieces. Same for your body, same for your team. Good. Okay. Now this one's for the body. Again, I'm checking the chat box in case you have any feedback. I am looking at the body deva. And we're going to invite the body deva. Is it for the body deva? Oh, just for her. Okay. So I'm inviting the body deva's higher self, to engage and locate everywhere you resist grounding, everywhere you can't ground, everywhere you believe you can't ground, everywhere that you're holding the belief that you can't ground because the soul doesn't want you to ground, or everywhere you've made an agreement not to ground because the soul doesn't want you to ground. Ooh, we're inviting you to engage and locate all of those places, delete and dissolve them all. Ooh. Return and retrieve them back to the level of the higher self, or wherever where it can be received, or wherever you're taking on these belief systems from, and return them to their right and perfect place where they can be received with all relevant and appropriate information. Return and retrieve them. Good. 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 Activate those and repattern those. Jenny, that is actually not uncommon. It's a recalibration of what we call the triple heater system. It's an energetic area. I'm speaking energetically. I don't know if this is physically, but sometimes it can feel like there's energy moving down there, tingling sensations, a little bit of electricity going on. It is kind of weird, but it is a recalibration energetically. There is a meridian that runs all the way down through there. When that energy is blocked, and then it starts to open and starts to flow again, it can settle there and feel kind of funky. Good. And I'm just going to take a look at your bodies again. Okay, so this again is for the body. Inviting the body deva and the body deva's higher self to engage and locate everywhere it's taken responsibility for grounding others, everywhere it's taking responsibility for grounding family, for grounding spouses, for grounding children, people, friends, your clients. Everywhere the body's taking that responsibility, we're inviting her to engage and locate all of those places, to delete and dissolve them all, return and retrieve all that responsibility. Good. Activate it and repattern it. Good. And she's saying, oh, wait, we did this already in the first one. Okay, good. Just double tack it. Good. Okay. So this next one is for your soul and your body, your team. Everywhere you're taking on other people's energy, not just for grounding, but for like everything, right? For responsibility, for their spiritual growth and evolution, for them being happy, for them being prosperous, abundant. Everywhere you're taking actual energetic responsibility and holding them in your fields. So we're inviting your higher self and your body's higher self to engage and locate everywhere you're taking responsibility for others, for their spiritual growth and evolution, for wanting to see change in their outcome, for finding love, for being loved, for self-comfort, for self-worth, for self-value. Everywhere you're doing that, we're inviting you to delete and dissolve all that and to lift all those energies, vibrations, and frequencies up and off all systems, levels, components, and all aspects of your body and your being. Sending them back to their right and perfect place where they can be received with all relevant and appropriate energetic information. Sending them back. All of it. Releasing all empathic sensitivity. Engaging and locating any cords you're extending to them or others are extending to you. Any hooks into your energy. Deleting and dissolving all that. Woo, you guys got a lot of cords. Uncord them, discord them, pull them out. Anywhere they're tapping into your power center, any cords there, delete and dissolve all that. Anywhere they're tapping into its lower chakras, into your sacral, into your root chakra, delete and dissolve all that. Lift all those cords up and off all aspects, and any hooks as well of you, your body, and your team. Return and retrieve all those pieces back to where it can be received with all relevant and appropriate information. Just kind of like visually, it just kind of looks like this, you know. Oh, yeah, no, here, this is yours. I don't want it. Don't tap into me. Take it back. This is why. Good. Whew. Release all the empathic sensitivity. Activate all spiritual essence. And repattern all those pieces. Same body, same team. We'll do that. We'll do that next. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay. I'm just going to do a real quick check-in. If you guys want to check in and let me know how you're doing here. I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. We're just off center. Here we go. Everybody doing okay? This is awesome. So needed this work. Awesome, Jenny. We're not even done yet. We're only halfway through. Good. Awesome. Okay, so this next piece is for your higher self, your body's higher self, and your team. Forearms, wrists, and hand. Ooh. I'll get to that, Erin. That's awesome. And we're going to engage and locate any gifts, wisdom, tools, or mastery that you have taken on from others and are holding in your energetic fields, or maybe they gave you. And anywhere you're placing any of your tools, gifts, wisdom, or mastery in someone else's fields. So here's the thing about gifts, wisdom, tools, and mastery. They're specifically calibrated for you and you alone. And anywhere you put your tools in someone else's field, it's kind of like a little bit of control, trying to control them with your tools in a helpful way. It's like, my tools work, here, use them. Well, they can't because they're yours. And then there are some times where people will give you their tools and mastery or put their tools in your fields doing the same thing, right? Trying to get you to use their stuff. Trying to give you responsibility for their tools as well. That is just like an energetic mess. So we're going to invite your higher self, your body's higher self, and your team to engage and locate everywhere you've placed your tools in someone else's fields or anywhere anybody else has placed their tools in your fields, and to delete and dissolve all of that. Woo! Lift them up and out of your fields and out of their fields, and return and retrieve them all to their right and perfect place where they can be received and utilized in their own unique way with all relevant and appropriate energetic information. Good. Good. Okay. We have our first no. Little resistance there. What's that about? I don't want to. Okay, who's that energy belong to? It's a team member. Okay, awesome. Let's activate all those spiritual lessons and repattern all of those. We have some interesting pieces here. Okay, so we get, when I first get a no, right? Usually if you come to my party, you're aware of what we're going to be shifting. So if I get a no energy, that is usually some sort of resistance that may come from your soul, your body, Deva, your team. So in this case, it's coming from a team member who is lost. So here's the thing about teams. You travel with a team in this consciousness. They're a little different from your guides. They're at the same spiritual growth and evolutionary state that you are. And they surround you in another dimension. I know it's kind of wrap your brain around that one a little bit. But they're contracted to be with you and to kind of travel along your journey. So if they decide they don't want to shift an energy, it's kind of like so sad, too bad, so sad. They have to some degree. I mean, if you're asking them to shift a piece, they don't really have a choice. You can help them bring in a process to help them shift that energy. But if they still say no, then it is more than likely you have what we call a lost team member in your fields. And what that is that's another person's team member on your team, kind of like joined your team. And what happens is sometimes, the higher dimensions can get a little crowded. Some people get lost. Some team members get lost. They could be ancestral. They could be from a parent. They could be from anywhere, quite honestly. And they just kind of follow you around, but they're not your core group, and you can empathically feel that lower vibration. And so we have today a lost team member who's like, I'm not giving back their tools. And that's fine. You don't have to, but then you can't play ball with us. So we're inviting the ascended, we're inviting the lost team member and actually inviting your team to engage and locate within their own energetic fields any team members who are surrounding them in the higher realms, who are not a part of your core group. They're not contracted with you. They're just kind of hanging around. We're inviting them to locate them. And we're inviting any lost team members or any team members that are on your team that don't belong on your team to come forward. There we go. Whew. Holding the vibrations of resistance, depression, anger, frustration, anxiety. Awesome. Now we're inviting the Ascended Masters to come forward to encircle these lost team members, or if it's more appropriate, those from the angelic realm of love and light who have mastery in soul transitions to come forward and encircle these lost team members. Ooh, wow. This is a big one. Probably none of you have ever heard this process before, so we're just kind of sweeping the house there. Awesome. We're inviting the Ascended Masters and the beings from the angelic realm of love and light who have mastery in soul transitions to gently and gracefully lift these beings, these energies, up, off, and out of the energetic fields of your team, your soul, your energetic fields, and your body's energetic fields. And I can just feel like this, sending these energies back to their appropriate transfer station or back to their right and perfect place where they can be received from a place of love, joy, compassion. Good. Any energies that do not wish to leave, we're inviting those from the angelic realm of love and light who have mastery and soul transitions to then, again, gently lift them out of the energetic fields of you and your body and your team, and then take them back to their appropriate transfer station where they can be received with love, joy, and compassion. So sometimes you get team members, sometimes you get what we call lost souls. Thank you. And those are people who haven't crossed over. They either don't know how, they're afraid to, they think they're not worthy, they just kind of hang out and they're not ready. So we're going to target them as well. I call them creepy crawlers. Anywhere you got a creepy crawler in your field. Good. Send them back to their right and perfect place where they can be received with the vibrations of love, joy, and compassion, peace, and calm. Good. Inviting the Ascended Masters to encircle your team, to relay to them all relevant and appropriate energetic information around divine boundaries, self-empowerment, divine communication between themselves, between you and them, between themselves as a group consciousness, as individuals. Good. Woo! Inviting your team to activate those spiritual lessons in their energetic fields. Wow, good. And to repattern all of those pieces. Excellent. Okay. Just writing a note. Good. Aaron, I'm feeling warmth and tingling in my forearms, wrists, and hands. Forearms, wrists, and hands. Arms are the way that you reach out into your external reality. Left side is like business and external vibrations. Right side is personally. How are you reaching? How are you moving forward? So that's great if you're feeling those tinglies. Those things are being recalibrated. Cindy's having some sight sensations, cooling, small aches and pains in the back of the head. Okay, sense of activation all over the body. The back of the head is reference points. Let me write that down. How you see and how others want you to see. So we'll do a little work around that too. That's third eye stuff, really. Good. Anybody else having any feedback? Okay. Excellent. Where do we want to go next? We're going to go here first. Okay, so this next piece is around buffering the energetic downloads that are coming in. So it's one thing to stand underneath a waterfall, right, and get pounded by the energy that's coming in. It's another thing to stand under a waterfall with an umbrella and only allowing certain flows of light to come in, so you don't have to in a slow drip, right, instead of having to just be pounded. So this next piece is to invite your higher self, your body's higher self, and your team to engage and locate all of the vibrations, the downloads, the templates, the blueprints, the grids, the DNA pieces that are all coming in for you now. Okay. To locate all of those vibrations. And instead of bringing them in for yourself in one foul swoop, we're inviting your higher self to use its own awareness, its own consciousness, to kind of bring it in for you in a gentle, easy, graceful way, in a stream of light, a stream of consciousness in which you can handle, which you can tolerate without throwing yourself completely out of balance or making yourself completely ungrounded, but just kind of like a smooth stream. So instead of this huge waterfall You can imagine just kind of like a nice stream trickling from a faucet. It's very easy, light, graceful. You're still getting the same amount of energy, you're just not being clobbered by it. Good. We're also inviting your higher self, your body and your team's higher selves, to also filter out this information. So we're inviting your higher self, body, and team to not only bring in those information that's coming in, that energetic information, but to kind of flip through it and look at the pieces that you need and pull out the pieces that you don't. So if you're kind of like reading a book, just flipping through the pages, this page isn't relevant for me, so rip it out and don't bring that in. So it's kind of like a filtration system, allowing the consciousness of your higher self, your team, your body, this higher self, to kind of look through the energy that's coming through and to only allow the pieces that you need to propel you forward in your own spiritual growth and evolution to come in for you in a very gentle, easy, graceful way, keeping you in complete balance and grounded, tethered to the earth, so it's not like someone's grabbing you by the neck and shaking you free. Good. Okay. Okay. I just felt some throat energy actually release from there. Yeah, so it's kind of around, don't be afraid to ask for what you need, right? So it's relating to your higher self. So if you're getting clobbered or if something's not working, don't be afraid to ask your higher self, or even say, yo, this is what's going on. I can't deal with it, or it's too much, or, show me a solution. How can I move past that? So don't be afraid to ask and work with your higher self in ensuring that things are gentle, easy, and graceful for you. Your higher self can do, magic, but you have to be the one to say, hey, it's too much. Turn down the volume. Good. Okay. Yep. And so we invite your higher self to bring in those pieces that you've filtered in for yourself in your energetic fields in an easy, graceful, gentle way. Activating all those spiritual lessons and repatterning all of those pieces. Excellent. Good. Okay. And with that filtered download came in a little bit of a clearing for the throat chakra. And still is. And just breathe. We're just waiting for those pieces to shift. And again, feel free to type any comments in the box. I am keeping a hairy eyeball open on the chat box. Whew. Oh. Okay. So we're feeling a lot of, or at least I'm feeling a lot of movement. You're actually bringing in those downloads. I thought, maybe they'll do it in dream time. Maybe they'll do it a little later today. No, it's like right now. That's why we're waiting. So good for you. Whew. Okay. Next. All right. Ooh. So two. So which Okay, so this next piece we're going to work on is what we call the tunnel of light in your third eye. And the tunnel of light is kind of like an energetic tube, if you'll imagine, that extends like from right about here, in between here, and it kind of comes off the body and then it connects to the divine line, right? And that is kind of where your higher self sends information to you through your tunnel of light. It's a place where you hear your guides, your angels, your team members, any other energies. I kind of imagine it like, one of those horns. Here's the information, and it kind of travels down through that into your tunnel of light. What happens is number one, you probably don't know that you have one of those. The second thing is, if you don't have one and it's really clogged, you'll experience things like lack of clarity and confusion and getting all of these kind of weird signals. So we're just going to clean it out, really, nothing big. So we're inviting your higher self and your body's higher self to engage and locate your tunnel of light. Team can do this for themselves if they so choose. Engage and locate your tunnel of light. Awesome. And clean and clear it of all energies, vibrations, frequencies, sounds, chaos, and noise that is not yours, your body, or your team's. And lift that gently up and out of your tunnel of light, the insertion point at the back of your neck, and the crystalline structures that lie within, taking them up to the heart of source for transformation, or back to their right and perfect places where they can be received. So they're just kind of rotor rooting, if you will, your tunnel of light, liquid plumbing. The tunnel of light. Getting the clogs out. Sorry, I laugh at my own jokes. Excellent. Good. Okay. We're asking for a healing and a repair of the tunnel of light, the insertion point at the back of the neck, and the crystalline structures that lie within. And what happens is sometimes you can get some cracks, some holes, some tears, some fissures in that tunnel of light. We're just asking for a healing and repair of that. A recalibration of the tunnel of light, the insertion point, and the crystalline structures that lie within. Good. We're asking your higher self to engage and locate your third eye, the front and the back, and the crystalline structures that lie within there, and to clean and clear it of all cords that are not yours, all cords other people are extending to you, all reference points, orientation points, where other people are reference pointing their reality through you, the way you see the world instead of their own way, their own unique way. Delete and dissolve all that. Return and retrieve all of those pieces, including your own reference points, for how you see yourself in the world. Good. Heal and repair the third eye, front, back, and the crystalline structures that lie within, and recalibrate it to the light, love, sound, color, vibration, frequency of your own essence, and that of your bodies. Excellent. Inviting your higher self to bring in from the higher realms the appropriate sacred geometric grid for your tunnel of light that supports you from a place of divine clarity, divine communication, divine perception, and to bring that in to the tunnel of light and to reflect those vibrations to your crown, your third eye, your heart chakra. And your solar plexus. Activating all spiritual essence and repatterning all of those pieces. Good. Okay. And we're just going to wait till that kind of moves around a little bit. Cindy, that's just a recalibration. We just did a huge third eye piece. So just allow that to settle and shift for you. And I will do a check-in if anybody else, because we are just about done, but I'll do one more check-in to see how everybody else is doing, and then we'll close the session for today. Okay. Okay. So there is one more piece. There's a little resistance in the throat. So inviting your higher self, your body's higher self, and your team to engage and locate everywhere you're holding the vibrations of fear in your throat chakra. Fear of speaking your truth, fear of being punished if you speak your truth, fear of being tortured if you speak your truth, fear of being victimized if you speak your truth, fear of just speaking your truth, or the fear of fear, like you're afraid people won't like you, they won't accept you, they'll think you're weird. All of that energy. Let's engage and locate all of that. Delete and dissolve all of that. Oh yeah, ouch. And delete and dissolve it from the front, the back, and the crystalline structures within and around the throat chakra, please. Good. Return and retrieve all of those pieces. I'm going to ask for a healing and a repair of the throat chakra and the crystalline structures that lie within. I'm going to invite your higher self to bring in the essence of your truth, the vibration of faith, the vibration of trust, the vibration of confidence, and to infuse those into your throat chakra. Activate all of that and repattern all of those pieces. Same for your body, same for your team. Deep breath in, you guys. Deep, big cleansing breath. Let it go. Awesome. Good. We ask that you be wrapped in a safe, sacred container of love and light that have the capacity to seal these vibrations in for you to the degree that you so choose that is appropriate for your own spiritual growth and evolutionary state. We thank the angelic realm who have come forth to serve and assist today, and to all of you, your team, and your angelic beings for having the courage to shift and grow. For as you shift, humanity shifts with you. Let it be so. Oh, good work, everybody. I'm just going to check in the chat room while all of those pieces start to kind of settle in. It's a big session. Okay. So I'm hearing there's 9 layers to this session. What that means is you can listen to this 9 times and still experience the shift. And it's like having 9 more sessions around this particular subject. So feel free to listen to that when you feel inspired to do so. Jenny's feeling more relaxed than she has in weeks and maybe months. That's awesome, Jenny. So 9 layers. Okay, how long is the energy going to run for? So I'm hearing the energy will continue to run for about 2 more hours. So you might still feel kind of lit up for a little while. And then the guides will work with you in dream time to help you gently and gracefully integrate that. Really needed to release a bit about getting involved in spiritual growth of others. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one, Jenny. We just touched the tip of the surface of that one. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens with that. It can become very energetically entangled and messy and just kind of yucky. But you're welcome. Great. Thank you, Cindy. You as well. That ends today's session. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think our next session is next month. I don't have the exact date in front of me. It is on the website. Feel free to join us again. Until we see you next time, have a beautiful and lovely day. Bye-bye.